And
we're live.
Nope, not yet. It's still setting up your meeting.
It's confusing because it tells us all that we're meeting is now live on YouTube.
And it probably is. It's the weird thing. Okay, now we are live.
Good to go.
This is SafeWord, a platform for teaching, learning, and opening the eyes of our audience to the world of kink and BDSM. I am your host, Remy DeBoe.
And I am your second host, Aurora Storm.
I am your co-host, Kane Marcos.
Oh, and Miss Sasha is frozen.
I'm your second co-host, Sasha.
That is our second co-host, Sasha Lencher. We are having some technical difficulties tonight with our internet, so bear with us. Okay, so in our last video, if you tuned in and watched the last video, we introduced Miss Sasha Lencher. She is the new member to our team, and we are glad to have her. Ooh, what is happening?
And the link to that video is in the description below.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, go ahead, Sasha. Okay.
So if you're watching this, do us a favor, like and subscribe for more educational content on kink and BDSM.
All right, everybody. So we obviously have a new co-host, so she's getting into the swing of things. But here at SafeWord, if you pay attention and you watch us on our lives, we have a safe word of the day. We use this safe word to stop, halt, and completely end all conversations. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, it's feeling a little too hot and heavy, we have our safe word of the day. And our safe word, people, what is our safe word today? 1, 2, 3. Lencher. In honor of Miss Sasha Lencher. So anytime that you feel like you're not being heard, there's some audio issues, you're trying to talk, can't get over, the conversation's getting too much, you're like, oh goodness gracious, no, say the safe word, it's Lencher. And if you cannot be heard, then we throw up a hand signal here at SafeWord. And can everybody show me what that is? Boom. So if someone is not stopping when you say the safe word, throw up the hand signal so we all can see, and we will all stop, but make sure you say your safe word afterwards, because we all need to know about Miss Sasha Lencher. And that is our safe word for the day. So Kane, we got some hot topics.
What up?
Happy
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Actually don't really have a hot topic. I was researching something to throw together today, and I came across an article that, one, blew my mind, and two, I happen to disagree with. So
okay.
I want to go ahead and get my community's perspective on this and see if maybe I'm being a little irrational, or if, you know, everybody else can agree that, whoa, this is a little too much.
Okay.
Right. So ran across an article that says 5 kinks for beginners to try while to get into the world of BDSM.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so it starts off pretty standard. So the first little thing that you guys can try, and you know I didn't have a problem with this, was group sex and threesomes.
Ooh, hey now.
So introducing another male or female into the party.
Okay.
Right. So pretty standard. I mean, wouldn't necessarily classify that as a kink, because a lot of people, you know, engage in these kinds of activities without necessarily being, you know, classifying themselves.
Do they though? I think a lot of people say they do, but probably have not.
Very true.
I think a lot of people have the curiosity, but based on how we were like educated in the past, a lot of things were taboo and not kind of put out on the table as something to try, because you're just taught from a biblical perspective. So we never feel comfortable. We suppress those things. So
right.
It's a catch-22 with that one.
Yeah, we can get into, if people actually are or not, but for the purpose of this, it's, do a threesome, enjoy a threesome. That's a good segue into, kink.
Mhm.
So, okay, maybe. All right. I don't necessarily think so because a lot of people get down on that without going any further than that, right?
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Right.
so then something that's a little kinky and I actually supported was the next step is female domination.
Hey now. Oh,
Sit
So
I
all the way down. Sit all the way down.
totally
Right.
agree.
Sit all the way down.
yeah, I did this in the dungeon last night. I'm just saying. This was knife play, stream play. I'm just saying.
Kink is about submitting a little bit, so I would definitely agree with that one.
well, and I mean I agree with it in the aspect that y'all should have been trying that a minute ago.
To someone with the bandwidth, it's like, okay, like that's a little late.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, if your female's never taken a turn on top, then let me tell you what's wrong in your relationship.
Let
Switch it
me
up
tell
every now
you.
and again.
Just the whole
Have
thing.
fun.
Women
You'll
have,
enjoy it.
let me tell y'all a secret. Women secretly have been on top for a very long time.
Has that been a secret though? I mean, just really.
but then they be like, oh, but it's a patriarchal society.
Mm,
Mm.
I don't think it's all women.
All right. And so
It's true.
moving into the next little kink. Now here's where I start getting a little like, all right, no, not necessarily for beginners. Bondage and rough play.
Mm.
No. I'm
Yes.
sorry. That's
Yes.
where I would have to disagree because like
Yes.
beginners, like
For
just going
beginners.
in and just trying it out.
Handcuffs, bondage,
Okay, yeah, handcuffs. Okay, yeah, because a lot of people use handcuffs, and
silk
sometimes
scarves,
folks
ties.
don't necessarily know all the tie-ups.
Hmm.
I think
So
it depends on like what perspective you're coming at exploring. Because if you have that like partner setup, that can be a little bit
Right,
easier to explore from a beginner perspective. But just jumping into the world kind of single, I could see where that's not a beginner situation.
right.
Yeah, you definitely have to feel secure with the person that you're with. It has to be something that y'all like. It's not going to be something that you start from the very beginning.
well, and that's the thing is this article does not discuss everything that entails in this. It's just saying, hey, bondage, like give it a shot, give it a try.
Right.
Doesn't talk about negotiating, doesn't talk about aftercare, doesn't talk about anything else, just saying, hey, if you're interested in kink, give bondage a try.
Right.
Hmm.
There's no
And that's where
digression to those articles, like to even give a beginner, like you're giving me a broad plate of information and like, here, dive in. It's fun.
Well, and even if you have a partner, like I think there's a level of safety that needs to be addressed. I mean, like, because just because you have a partner doesn't mean that you have good communication skills with that partner. So if you don't learn about negotiations, if you don't learn about the things and the steps, the necessary steps that are taken before you enter a scene like that, regardless if it's your partner of 20 years or not, like if you don't have those steps, I mean, that leads you into a situation where you could just be like, oh no, I hate this, and that's why we're here. So you don't hate this. You should have freedom to explore.
Yay.
right. And I honestly, I mean, I really got to take this moment to put out there that BDSM is not a way to get closer to your partner.
Yes.
It's not
Mm-mm.
necessarily a way to start spicing up your sex life. This is a community. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. I mean, we are, dare I say, the Freemasons of sexual misconduct. So,
I
All
wouldn't
right.
even say misconduct, derogatory, like misconduct. I wouldn't say misconduct. I think it's BDSM has a level of like, I guess, empathy and transparency that other people like regularly like mainstream program people, like a lot of people don't get digressed into that. But BDSM, it's like people who I think they have a little bit more emotional intelligence, or I guess spark of wanting to learn more about themselves. And if you don't know about that, then that can kind of take over your mind.
Yep, exactly. Take some time to
Mhm.
yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, check it out. So, Mr. Marcos was saying that we don't really, BDSM isn't a way to, connect to your partner, things of that nature, as far as getting to know them and learn their commitment and building trust and stuff like that. That stuff happens prior to. So I was reading this book called The Game of Desire, and it's by Shane Boodram. Boodram. I just Shane Booty.
Shame booty. He's gonna change the,
Yeah.
the author's name.
So that's her name. Shane Booty.
Shame booty.
And she's a YouTube person or whatever. And the reason I started reading it is because I like to read what women read, so I can get a better understanding of them. Just some things I like to do. But she has quizzes that have like turn on triggers for you and your partner. It's a turn on trigger quiz that teaches you about what your trigger is that turns you on. What is the things that actually turn you on? And then she got an attachment style quiz. And then she also has a workbook that helps you figure out the type of person you are, your styles, your mannerisms, what you like, what you dislike, everything. And that's about a 2 hour. Takes about 2 hours to complete. But
Smooth.
yeah,
So what are you saying? You have homework for us? Is that what you're trying to say?
that's definitely some homework. I haven't even gone through it yet.
Sasha's like, okay. Where
Take notes. Yep. So
Okay, so
that would
yeah.
be one way that can be one way that you can help with your relationship, build trust, and actually figure out your partner in order to step into the kink world for your vanilla people.
So was there more to that, Kane?
Yeah, there's one more, and here's where I was just, like, throw my pen down. I'm done with this article. Right. And when I tell you guys, if one of you is going to shoot out of your chair,
Okay.
one of you is going to put your head down, and
All right.
one of you is going to make a loud noise.
I'm probably gonna make a loud noise.
You don't know us like that.
Oh, no, I got you.
I'm probably going to shoot out my chair.
Yep. Watch this.
All
If
right.
you're introducing yourself into the BDSM community, this article suggested
Mhm.
that one of the ways for you to do so is to engage in consensual non-consent.
Oh, I like it.
What?
Yes.
I got one looking down, one made a loud noise. I didn't get
Yes.
but I got the rest of them. Remy's weird ass would be like, yo.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right,
Yes.
so
Mind games. Let's do it.
Weird.
Remy
Do it.
aside,
Boom, 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 boom.
Remy aside, let me explain what consensual non-consent is in a little bit more of easier to understand.
Okay.
It's rape. It is
Wait.
it is simulated rape.
Time out, Chief. If it's consensual, it's role playing. Thank you.
But if you're not negotiating beforehand, if you're not talking about this and it's just a wild idea that you have, and you're gonna jump right into, hey, let's practice non-consensual or consensual non-consent, that's rape. Anybody else looking in, that's rape. It's not, whether there's no explanation beyond that. If anybody catches it, sees it, hears it, you saying no, even in your own home, your neighbors are going to call the cops, and that's going to be a hell of an explanation.
I'm just saying, I just want to do the cops and robbers, just put on the ski mask, creep into the door. You know what I'm saying?
Well, then that would be considered role play, which would have fit
Yeah,
a
I don't
lot
know what
better
you're
in
saying.
this
I'm gonna
list.
need you to explain this to me, okay?
Like, no.
But it's consensual
Traumatized.
non-consent, though. Like it's the same concept. I think of it, but that's why I said it's role play to me. I call
Okay,
it role play
All right, cool. Just
because
So-
you're consenting to it. You already know about it.
then an article should suggest role play and use that as a possible, scene for a role play.
Yes.
Not just out there in the middle of, hey, welcome to kink. If you're interested in practicing BDSM, why don't you try simulated rape?
Right.
Give that a shot.
No, that's not good.
It's a broad already, let alone, let me give you two ends of the spectrum, consent and non-consent.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like saying I'm a perfect imperfection.
I say that all the time, though.
Exactly. See, consensual non-consent.
Say you're a perfect imperfection, you know what's wrong, and if you're not negotiating a consensual non-consent rape, then you don't know what triggers somebody. You don't know what the thresholds are. So that's too broad to throw out there in the beginning of learning the kink, like you suggested, Remy, like taking a quiz to figure out your standpoint before you can let me try that. No, I know I don't like that, so we won't even dabble in that pool.
Right.
Yeah,
That's broad.
and I do suggest if anybody ever even dives into the thought process of doing that, you create a safe word prior to, because you can't really you can really fall into a point to where you don't like something and you're like, no, stop, don't, I'm not doing this, I don't want to do this, but you're already in the play scene. Like,
and if you're practicing consensual non-consent, those no's, I don't want to do this, stop, wait, hang on.
Yeah.
That part of the scene is that
safe word.
Hence the reason we say we have a safe word. And don't forget your safe word. You should always, use it in relationships. I mean, you want your man to shut up, be like, okay, we making a safe word, okay? And use that safe word. Get him,
Just like when they see the neck, they know not to. Pineapples.
We done. I said the safe word. But yeah, no, everyone should have a safe word. I mean,
yeah, when that woman punch you in your face, that's a safe word. If you don't,
I don't know,
stop.
that wasn't negotiated either. So it's just like, oh baby, you know what daddy likes.
Don't you?
Oh, you want to be rough with it.
Let me get this belt off, woman. You damn near broke my jaw.
Still taste the blood.
Tell me I'm a dirty.
She comes in like
what she said.
But if you come at you sounding like Megatron, like Miss Sasha, I mean, that's probably a good indicator that
something may be wrong.
Oh, by the way, Miss Sasha snorts. Did y'all catch that? Miss Sasha snorts. So if she's laughing, and you know it's a genuine laugh when the snort starts.
Why do you have to tell the people?
You know what? Kane does
the
it
one
too.
thing that came
so let's
through.
get them both laughing. And it can just
with a good time. That is a kink.
Nope.
Oh, now I see why you don't laugh. Now I see why you don't laugh very much, Mr. Marcos.
Why so serious?
Why so serious?
I have to, otherwise I'll make a fool of myself.
I love how we have the devil giving out the BDSM like boundaries.
Boundaries, right? Yes. The demon of our show.
Hello, everybody. Satan here. Let me remind you why you should practice safe, consensual sexual practices with the safe word and negotiations. Thanks, Satan.
Thanks. You're awesome. Why do people say you're so bad?
Hey, I just want to put out there that I'm in charge of orgies and rock festivals. So any of the other problems y'all got?
Remy's like, I ain't touching this with a 10-foot.
I'm just gonna take notes over here.
Oh my goodness. All right. So
make sure you get my good side.
Was that all of your kink?
Yeah, there was just 5 of them. That's top 5 beginner BDSM intro to the kink community that isn't necessarily a proper introduction.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I kind of interrupted you at 4.
He's like, I got something to say.
My
no,
bad.
we're all good.
Hey, that's what we're here to do. We can interrupt each other. We just wind it back, right back to the same topic.
Yep.
We'll get back there.
We'll get back.
And what was the article that you got that information from? Because I know I want to tap into that a little bit more.
I will post that. I don't know if I want to put that out there just because, like I said, I don't necessarily agree with it.
Mhm.
So it's not something that I want to push. It's not something that I
Encourage.
want to,
Yeah.
give everybody a heads up. I don't want to
Mhm.
plug this article and have everybody go out and get bad information.
Got
When
it.
we solely exist to put the right information out there.
Yeah.
I totally
I-
agree. I
I
was
think-
just interested to read more of the digression to see like if there was a perspective of it, because
There
got
isn't.
my mind
He
going.
said there isn't.
Totally got me going with that one. That's why I asked. 'Cause that was a great find.
Yeah.
If you're
Mhm.
watching this and you wrote that article, email me, kmarcos.safeword@gmail.com. I would love to have a discussion with you and figure out the hell you were thinking.
What the heck were you thinking?
He's probably a Japan anime fan. Categories, anyone?
No, I honestly think that this was written by somebody who was just, like, hey, it's my first day and I need to produce an article. So let me Google some stuff really fast. And, ooh, this looks fine. And brought it to an editor who also doesn't know what the hell they're doing, who just said,
Mhm.
yeah, run it.
Yeah, that sounds like great
That's
information.
fun.
Put it out there. And see, that's
Yeah.
the problem with looking at stuff like articles online, not knowing where it's coming from, and not having the correct source when you're stepping into the kink world, because the kink world looks a lot different than it's portrayed. So, I mean, get your information from source. You curious? Come here. We do weekly videos. We do weekly lives. Y'all jump in, ask some questions. We're gonna get your questions answered.
True.
Just like if you've ever been to a rock concert or a metal show, if you want to jump in the mosh pit, a lot of people think, like, oh, I don't want to run around in the mosh pit. I'm going to get jacked up.
Right.
The mosh pit is honestly the craziest, wildest, safest place you could possibly be in a rock show.
Yep.
Because those individuals, if you fall down, you will have 3 people like, yo, wait, hey, hold up, get up, come on, and then back in the rotation.
He's like, I don't know.
No, I didn't been in the mosh pit before.
Oh, have you
You
now?
don't even know.
now?
Come on now.
I
Actually, I'm not gonna say in the middle of a mosh pit. I was more towards the edge of the mosh pit because I was kind of like staying to the sides, like leaning on the gate. I'll run in, kick somebody, and run back out. You know what I'm saying?
So we introduced Miss Sasha Lencher. So this live is going to be all about her. As soon as she's done freezing here.
Great pause.
Great
Yeah, for
pause.
real.
She's got her face up to the sky. We working it here. Okay, there she is. There's a honey. All right. So we introduced Miss Sasha Lencher. So we figured we would ask her some questions so that that way you all, the viewers, could get to know her. So we've got some very interesting, tantalizing questions,
Yes.
don't we, Remy?
Yes.
You want to kick us off?
Miss Sasha. Dun dun dun. What is your favorite kink? What is your favorite kink?
I would say being able to submit when I'm in that position with somebody, that is ultimate for me. I'm in charge 24/7 of my life. I'm a manager, all of the above. So if I can relinquish and I know someone is going to worship me the way I deserve to be worshiped, that is ultimate for me. Submission.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I like it.
I like it. Okay, so I got a question for Miss Sasha. What got you into the kink world, and what brought you to your kink side?
Well, what brought me into the kink world, I will say I got interested in it at a really young age. I grew up in the era of watching like Real Sex and all those shows that were on HBO after dark. And I grew up in a very like strict Christian household. So I got like the boundaries. Like you do this, you'll get a baby and AIDS and STDs, and I got the rundown.
Yeah.
But I knew I felt more about it. So I like was interested in the educational aspect of it. So like learning about balloon popping, flogging, tickling,
And all of that stuff.
Oh,
That's
all
a
that
li-
stuff. See,
that's the
about to get
that's
super,
my favorite right there.
no, it was about to get super kinky. So Zoom just
Ooh,
said,
Yep.
yep.
edit her,
Yeah,
edit her,
it was like,
censor that.
nope. It was like
Zoom
time
was
out,
like,
chase.
Lencher, we're good.
Safe word.
Said the safe word, and she literally stopped.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
She ain't frozen. She just thinking.
Yeah, there she goes.
She took a long pause.
She took a long pause to think about this because she's like, "Oh,
She's
damn."
like, what was that kink called where you do the thing with the stuff in the stirrups
no,
and the
the educational aspect of it is what really turned me on, and learning that there was a reason why I was feeling what my body was feeling got me into exploring myself. And that's how I learned what I liked and what I don't like, and how to negotiate indirectly, and learning how to liberate myself with my sexuality. That what really got me to it.
Those are all really good answers. See, she belongs here. She belongs. Kane, you got a question for her?
I got a question, and I'm interested, and I know everybody else is too. So, one, welcome to the crew.
Hey.
But for everybody watching that's thinking the same thing, what is it exactly new, unique, that's you, that you bring to SafeWord?
Ooh, I like it. Ooh, I like it. That was a good question.
Thank you.
That is a good one.
This I bring Jesus.
I think what I bring different is the fact that like I love sex. I think it's an amazing thing. It's supposed to be shared in a relationship, but I think getting to know yourself and what you like and experiencing other people is really important. And I guess my passion for it, I would say I'm low-key a nympho, but with a connected partner, and I like exploring and I like talking about it and educating people about sex. You have Pornhub and videos and like no conversations. So everybody out here looking like sex dolls, and they undercarriage is broken. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we don't get it at home. So like, you know, having these real talk conversations and not being shy, I think I give a no filtered perspective, mentally and physically. You know, the importance of like mental health and sexual health and bridging the two, learning yourself. It's all about total freedom for me.
Good answer. See, she
came
with it. She came with it. You gave her a hard question. She came with it. She came ready.
Yeah, but that's
freedom. It's liberating to know yourself and what you like, and being able to tell somebody, no, or tonight I want to do this. Are you going to come through tonight? I'm trying to dress up. You ain't trying to role play. Okay, cool. Being able to put it out there. I've been single for 10 years and I've had situationships, but I miss being able to digress a little bit more than is we fucking or not, or if we being intimate or not. You know what I'm saying? Like there's more to it, you know. Gotta get into it.
Exactly.
See, that's the whole reason why I like this in the first place, or why it interested me, because it was like it's like becoming an adult and becoming mature. Like that's what this community is all about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you ain't learn about credit, financing, all of the background stuff until you became an adult and you became mature. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like when you're young, it's like, oh, okay, you know, you just get your feet wet, learning how to walk. You know what I'm saying? You have sex. Oh, you came quick. I fell real quick. You know what I'm saying? And then you learn how to walk a little bit till you run. You know, And then you became a teenager, and then you find out about Pornhub, X and XX, all these other stuff, and now you're exploring yourself. You're learning. Ooh, let me see what this is about. Ooh, what's that over there? Let me see what this is about. Ooh, 365 flavors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you become an adult. You become mature, and you learn how to negotiate. You learn about aftercare. You learn about all of the different types of various psychological plays and ploys that you can invoke on yourself and others. And you learn how to be responsible for it.
Right. Well, and I think that that's one thing that is definitely missing majorly here in the US. I mean, just the difference of being on the West Coast versus the East Coast. I've lived on both coasts, and to walk into an area that's so overpopulated with people, but yet, the high school kids, the people that are engaging in these sexual activities know nothing about it because sex ed is talking about,
Mhm.
the physical aspects of that person. So
Yep.
it's just, I think that that's where, if you don't have a good level head on your shoulders and you're exploring, there can be some serious damage that can happen from that. So
Mhm.
I think there
That's
needs to
true.
be more guidance, more sex ed out there. And that's pretty much why we have this channel, so that if you're looking to explore and looking to know those things, then we're here for that. You've got some basic information that's going to help you.
Mhm. And I think that once the earlier you get into it, or actually start actually just absorbing some of the information, the earlier you'll be able to I guess take responsibility for yourself and others. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yep. Exactly. Not quite sure what happened to Sasha. Like we said at the beginning, she's had some internet issues. So I don't know if she'll be back in or not, but we had like a couple more questions. But I think that this is kind of where we're gonna end it because she's not here to ask them.
Well, I had something that I wanted to bring up, and I
Go
guess I'll
ahead.
wrap this up if you guys don't mind. Are we all good?
Are
No,
we
you're
good with it, baby boy?
yeah, we here.
Alrighty. So I really want to talk about something near and dear to me. And if anybody follows any of us, particularly me, on Instagram or on social media, you'll notice that a lot of the times when I address this community, I use the word deviant.
Mhm.
And like Miss Sasha said earlier, you're talking about sexual misconduct and saying that it has like a really heavy negative connotation to it. When I say sexual misconduct, I'm talking about things outside of the norm. When I call somebody my deviant, the definition of deviant is somebody who strays from the usual or normal standard,
Okay.
especially within social and sexual boundaries.
Hmm.
And so we here in this community are deviants, whether you want to admit it, whether you like it, whether that word makes you feel dirty. I
It
would
makes me
like
feel
for us
dirty.
to embrace that.
I'm
makes-
also dirty. It's
It,
cool.
it makes me feel dirty. I am not a deviant.
You were the worst, sir.
Yeah. Let's
But
not go there, Remy. Let's not.
don't make me bust out the list.
Whoa, whoa there.
So
I showed you that list.
didn't have to. I wrote my own.
Wait, I locked it up. How'd you get a hold of it?
Password is not, the most secure of.
Really not. We don't see it at all.
How'd you know? Damn it. I gotta change my password from password.
I know, right? What the heck are you doing?
All right.
So if y'all are watching, Remy's password is password, so you could just access all his stuff.
This is true. But that's the good thing about this. I got nothing to hide.
Hey, except for the fact that you're a deviant.
And being a deviant isn't a bad thing.
It's really
Deviant literally means straying from the societal norm And all of us here, if you're watching, if you're a fan, if you like, if you subscribe, if you are here, if you're enjoying this content, if you're here for education, if you're here to just shoot the breeze, or if you're here just killing time, then welcome. You are a deviant. You have strayed from the norm, and we welcome you with open arms. So if anybody wants to talk about it, if anybody wants to try and explain to me in, their own words why that's not necessarily the best way, I'd be more than happy to listen to you guys. But I'll leave you guys with this as we say goodnight from SafeWord.
Yes.
Always be proud to be kinky, and always be proud to be deviants.
Yes, for real.
Remember your aftercare and use a safe word.
Don't be like Remy, accept the fact that you're a deviant.
Deviants don't tell people they deviants. That's all I'm saying. Bad boys move in silence. You know what I'm saying?
Not for a minute.
Wait, when were you silent? When did that happen? You were silent?
I got something on my nose.
Yeah. Well, I got something in my eye. Like
that's called makeup.
You were steady talking in the womb, bro. I don't even know who you're trying to play.
Facts. I just keep going.
All right.
The ultrasound where they were supposed to hear your heartbeat, you were beatboxing.
Probably.
That's probably very true.
And breakdancing.
Mm-hmm.
I had
all right,
Adidas
everybody.
before I was born.
So join us next week. We will have a new video next week. And Sasha will be on it. And hopefully her power won't go out. I did get a message from her. Her whole street went out. So,
whoa.
So, yeah, it just totally went down. So she's like, I'm so sorry. She will be here the next live, and you will see her in our videos, and we'll ask her more questions.
All right, Mr. Marcos is taking us out.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So from all of us here at SafeWord, stay kinky, stay deviant, and always remember your safe word. Peace out.
Peace and love.
Bye.